mes amis. So we have started with a new podcast and new series of TEF success stories, students ki zubani. So why I have started this? Just you should know the achievements as well as the struggles the friend student face whenever they are in this process. And I hope it's useful to you. Salut, ma chérie. Thank you so much for coming on this. And you have spent a lots and lots of time. You were busy today, but you took out time for us. Thank you so much. So, first tell me, how's your feeling that you cleared your TEF?
Salut, first of all, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling really, really good. Clearing TEF was not something which I had expected.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, with the language itself, it was very
Mm-hmm.
difficult for me.
Right, right, right.
Even before joining All About Languages, I had
Mm-hmm.
tried searching to find a tutor
Mm-hmm.
by myself and to learn the language just for fun. I just wanted to add it to my resume that I want
Right,
to get known by with the another language expert. So
right, right, right.
um, before joining your classes, I was already searching for it, and
Mm-hmm.
lately meeting with you and learning from you was a good journey so far.
Right, right. Okay, thank you. So why did you choose French and why not LMIA? Because today people are choosing LMIA on the large scale. Why you chose to be the French person?
So, being a learner, always I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to, approach for hard work rather than going for the shortcuts.
Right, right,
LMI
right.
may have given me a good opportunity to find work beforehand, but with
Mm-hmm.
French, there is something which I can do on my own without the fear
Right.
of going under the employment of a certain person. I don't know the personality of the employer and all of that.
Yes,
So there is a
yes.
lot of things going wrong with the LMI also, which I didn't want to
Yeah.
go into.
Because you
So
have
that's why
lots
I
of
chose.
advantages if we take care of French. There are
Yes,
lots
yes.
of advantages.
Of
Yes,
course,
okay.
not just to get the PR or a
Mm-hmm.
residential status in some country, there is always
Mm-hmm.
an
Mm-hmm.
advantage to, when French goes into your resume, there is always job opportunities
Right.
for you. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. So I just remember that when you were preparing for TEF with us, and there was a sudden change in the pattern, right? So there was a sudden
Yes.
change in pattern of reading as well as of listening. So what do
Yes.
you think about that? Was it good or it was not good?
So initially, the pattern I had learned was um, something I found very difficult, but also not
Hmm.
understandable at
Right.
my perspective. But with the
Hmm.
pattern change, yes, it was difficult initially because I had prepared for something else, and now they were saying to
Yes,
prepare for
because I
something
remember
else.
that you were the happiest person because it was
Yeah,
change, because now it was more comprehensive rather than learning all the things. So it was more
yes,
comprehensive. That was the main part.
certainly. And I was very surprised that the pattern was changed for good. And I had
Yes,
to, get to know a little more easily the
yes.
things related to French. So yeah, it was easy.
Mhm. So what was the most difficult module you found?
Well, I think listening to another language is quite difficult for me.
Right, right.
Even for the English, when initially I was learning during my school days, listening to it was something which I found really difficult. And for the French
Hmm.
also, it was very difficult for me to listen to the conversation which was happening, even with you or in the listening module itself. But
Hmm.
it took me courage
Right.
to listen more and so that I can practice it on my own and find answers for that. Podcast,
Right.
something you suggested,
Yes.
really helped. And the
Yes.
conversation and the general videos on YouTube in French really, really helped.
So what do you think that what were the other things you followed apart from the class? Let's only talk about listening. What other patterns you were following for listening? One was YouTube. Yes, we were following YouTube. And the second
Mm.
was we were following RF1 and also
Mhm.
certain podcasts like Coffee Break French we were seeing,
Mm.
and there were many more. But from
Yes.
your point of view, what do you think helped the most?
I think in on the very starting, I had
Hmm.
downloaded one app, Duolingo, on my phone.
Duolingo.
I
Yes,
think
yes.
that really helped me. Initially, found the way to get into the French language.
Right, right,
So I
right.
think Duolingo something really helped because they were all speaking all the sentences in the native language. So
Right,
that
right,
really
right,
helped
right.
me listening to. Yeah.
Yes, 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 right. So, you started with me with very basics. We started from scratch, right? So, and
Yeah.
it took us long also. There were certain hurdles, right? You got married in between. So,
Yes.
that was the thing. So, what do you think that a student can do it within 4 to 5 months? I think that's not at all possible. A student cannot do it in 4 to 5 months. It will take at least more than 7 months to clear TEF, right? So what is your opinion on that? Now you have cleared it and you have done all the hard work for it. What do you think?
There is no doubt that any language, for that matter,
Hmm.
will take time to get to a certain level where you can understand it well, where you can write it or
Right.
read it or speak it. Be it
Hmm.
French, English, or even our mother tongue, Punjabi. It is not
Hmm.
very, an easy game, I can say that to get into a language. You
Yes.
need time and you need a lots of time. And if you are really curious to learn a language, you have to give time.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
so that is it is a top
Because
of
we need to
5
reach to a
months.
level of higher B2. It's not
Yes,
like we need to do only A1 and A2. We need to reach at higher B2 and that needs time. That needs
certainly.
your vocabulary part. That also needs you need to know so many grammatical things also,
Yes,
right?
and there is a part of the pronunciation of the language, which is quite
Yes.
different from the what we already know. So
Yes.
I think that
Yes.
takes time, and I don't think so that
Definitely.
it's a game of 2, 3 months or 5 months. It will take time you
Yes.
to learn a language. Yeah.
Right, right, right. And you scored C1 in writing. So how was
Yes.
that feeling?
I think it felt good because I think in writing I'm generally good with other languages also. So
Yes,
that really
yes.
helped to shape my ideas because
Hmm.
um, I was making mistakes in my classes. You know it very well.
Hmm.
But I
Yes.
think when it comes to the results, I really give my 100% and all the knowledge that you had provided and all the tips and tricks that really helped
Hmm.
me got C1 in writing.
Yes, yes. So you just tell us something, Manpreet, that while you were preparing for TEF, how you learned the vocabulary, because students find it very difficult to mug up the vocabulary. So what was your mantra for that?
I think for vocabulary, just try and write down as many words as possible during the classes, during the conversation, or you are reading a book.
Hmm.
I know that I was reading this short stories book in
Yes,
French,
it was a
and I had
beginner level, and
underlined
then you started with intermediate.
certainly, and I had underlined those words which I
Hmm.
didn't know the meaning of. Then I made
Right.
a proper notebook for the
Hmm.
vocabulary only, and I
Hmm.
tried to wrote all those things and it helped.
Yeah.
I went back to the notebook and read and learn and get it all
So
in.
basically,
So,
consistency is the key.
surely
Okay, okay, right. So do you think a tutor is really important in carving French?
there is no doubt that a tutor is the you know um, spine of your learning process. If
Hmm.
you are a body, there is the tutor is the spine. Without spine you cannot move your body. So tutor
Right.
is really really important. From the school days only I admired my teachers, uh you know for teaching what I learned today, what I know today. So I think
Yes.
as a French tutor you had been amazing, and
Thank
I could
you.
have not found any other person who could be
Hmm.
so consistent, so curious, so knowledgeable at the same time, and so much
Thank you.
concerning about the students. If they are
Right.
paying to you um, a good amount of money for learning what they want to, and you gave it all, your 100, I will not say 100, 200%, to not just me, to all my fellow students also. So I had
Thank you.
seen you
Thank you so much.
concerning about the students. So yes, your knowledge and concern for the students, yeah, it really helped
Right,
me as well. Yeah.
right. So, how much time you used to give apart from the classes? I wanted to know that.
So I am a working person. I work
Mhm.
for 10 hours.
Yeah. And I
After
will
my
tell
class,
everyone that she's a very hardworking woman. She is in Singapore and she works immensely. She's so hardworking. One should be really inspired from her. Yes,
thank you
where
so
were
much.
you?
Thanks. So yeah, after 10 hours of working, then making my meal, washing my clothes and
Yes,
do all the stuff that we do without a family.
yes.
So after
Hmm.
that, whatever time left, be it 2 hours, 1 hour, I give it all with all my sincerity.
Right.
And yes, on my off days, I gave more time to the
Hmm.
module like listening, where I was weak,
Listening.
on the
Yes.
vocabulary which I wanted to learn more curiously, and listening to the
Hmm.
podcast, and just the curious stuff that I wanted to do.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes,
would say
yes.
in total I would spend 3 to 4 hours a day
Hmm.
for French. Yeah.
Right. Yes. And when I just remember that when you wanted, like you had your exam in July, I still remember 5th July was your exam,
Yeah.
and you were all into French. Like everything, it was just French, 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 right? That
Yes.
1 month was completely that you were in your vocab, speaking, grammar, everything was there for you, only French.
Yes.
And that is the reason, just last question to I know we are short of time. So, how was that feeling that you cleared TEF in just your first attempt? How was that feeling?
The feeling was great actually. I was preparing for 1.5 year in between, as you know, as and mentioned
Yes,
earlier,
you
that I
took,
got
yes,
married.
you took
Yeah,
a,
so
yes,
I
yes,
took 2 to 3 months off.
yes, yes,
So
yes, yes, you took 2, 3
I
months
guess,
off.
yeah. So getting it clear in my very first attempt was really
Hmm.
relaxing, first of all.
Yeah.
No matter how much pressure I put on myself, but when it came back, in good results, it always, made me feel good. And I thanked you that time also, and I thank you now for making it happen.
It was your hard work. It was your hard work. And I really say that if a person is pursuing to do French, they should always be inspired by her because she was managing simultaneously everything, her work, her meals, and obviously studying. So it was very nice talking to you, Manpreet. I'm really thankful to you that for me, you just want to be my first guest on this episode, which we have started with our students. Really, really thankful to you.
Thank you,
Really.
ma'am.
Merci
Thanks
beaucoup.
for having me. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Right. Okay. Okay. Au revoir. Bonne journée.
Bonne journée.
Bye bye.